The people asked, what is the best Nikon Z lens for street photography? Well, I've used almost every Z mount lens that most people would consider appropriate for street photography, so Z-Wade's got your back. In my opinion, there are two schools of thought, but first, did you know that you can get some awesome perks by becoming a member of the Z-Wade Photo YouTube channel? Awesome perks like content recommendations, early access to all videos, unique member-only videos, and uncut or uncensored videos. Not everything on YouTube is able to be monetized, and if it can't be monetized, YouTube don't like it. But as a member, you'll get access to everything that YouTube deems unworthy of its algorithm. So fight the man by becoming a member of the Z-Wade Photo YouTube channel today. The two basic ideas of best options for street photography are versatility or low profile. Personally, I like the low profile option. Being more discreet arguably puts you at less risk of getting robbed and unarguably puts you at less risk of attracting a nasty Karen. If low profile is your cup of tea, my Nikon Z mount choices would be the Nikkor Z 20mm f1.8s, the Nikkor Z 24mm f1.8s, the Nikkor Z 35mm f1.8s, or the 50mm f1.8s. If you particularly like the funky, cool, bending look of wide angles and primarily like to capture large street photography scenes, you cannot beat the 20mm f1.8s. In the Nikon Z lineup, it has some of the best color rendition. It's sharp, pretty quick to focus, contrasty, and it's really just awesome. It's on the higher end price-wise, but it's one of my top 3 favorite Nikon Z mount lenses, period. Personally, for the look that I enjoy most, it's my choice for street photography. If you're less of a fan of the bendy look but still like those larger scenes, the Nikkor Z 24mm f1.8s is the one. It has almost as good of optical performance as the 20mm, but has less of the bendy look. It looks a tad more natural and still gives you some good color, good sharpness, contrast, and focus speed, but I do not consider it as good optically as the 20mm. I just want to stress that. If you're not really feeling the wide look at all and want something a little more versatile, the Nikkor Z 35mm f1.8s might be a better choice. While I personally find this lens to be overpriced, it has good sharpness, the color rendition is alright, and well, that's about it. I find this lens to be kind of slow, flat rendering, and really just unexciting as far as lenses go. However, with some simple post-processing, adding color and contrast, we still have 35mm, which is a classic and versatile focal length for the streets. And a positive note on this lens, sunstars are achieved really easily. The final prime is the Nikkor Z 50mm f1.8s. Nifty 50s do everything. Super versatile. And specifically, this one from Nikon is really badass. It's one of the sharpest, fastest, and most colorful, and most, well, everything. This lens is underpriced for what you get optically and performance-wise. I recommend everyone get this as their first Z-mount lens, and unless you upgrade someday to the 50mm f1.2, which is gigantic, slower focusing, and 4 times the price, you're not going to have a better looking end product from Nikon at 50mm. Now we can move on to the versatile side of things, but first, in the comments, if you know, let us know what your choice is for street photography. For versatility, there is one option in my opinion, the Nikkor Z 24-120 f4s. Sorry, it's that simple. This lens should have never been in the $1,000 range. Big zoom ranges generally start to suffer, but this lens has great color, sharpness, contrast, everything else, etc., and it will cover everything from wide street scenes to close-up. Yes, it's not super low profile. Yes, it's more expensive than a prime, but yes, it's a constant aperture, and yes, price to performance is stupid. Nikon nailed this lens and you can benefit from it. It's a couple hundred more than the 24-200 variable aperture butt of every one of my jokes because that lens is a waste of my time. The quality of the Nikkor Z 24-120 f4 far outshines that toilet paper roll lens. It's a steal. If versatility is your choice, that is the only option in my opinion. I don't know a single person in my almost 4,000 subscriber audience that doesn't like that lens, and a large collection of people don't often take anything else out anymore except one camera and a Nikkor Z 24-120 f4s. So in conclusion, if I had to choose only one from both categories, honestly, probably the Nikkor Z 50mm f1.8s for the lowest profile approach, and the Nikkor Z 24-120 f4s for versatility. I'm Z-Wade, the Z-Wade, and Z-Wade Photo. Stay sharp, YouTube.